All right, so in our last video, we learned how to graph linear equations. And in this video, we're going to talk about a shortcut for graphing. So let's do our notes, the fill in the blank stuff first. These are going to tell us what to do and how to do the shortcut. So first we want to identify the y-intercept. Remember, the y-intercept is the b number in our equation y equals mx plus b. So we're looking for the number in the b spot, right here. That's going to be our y-intercept. Once we know our y-intercept, we want to plot this as a point on the y-axis. So if it's a positive number, we're going to count up that many on the y-axis and put a point. If it's a negative number, we're going to count down that many on the y-axis and put a point there. That's going to be known as our starting point. Then we're going to look at the slope. The slope is our m number, so it's the number here in the m spot, the number in front of the x. And slope can be thought of as rise over run. That should be familiar from when we did that in chapter 1. Rise over run, rise over run. So it means that slope is going to be written as a fraction. So even if our slope is a whole number, let's say our slope is the whole number 3, we're going to write it as a fraction, which means we're going to put the 1 in the denominator. So 3 will be our rise number, 1 is our run number. Okay? The numerator tells us how many spaces to rise, so that's an up or down motion. And the denominator tells us how many spaces to run. And running is always to the right. Okay? The numerator rising could go up if it's positive or down if it's negative, but we're always moving to the right. We're always running to the right. This will make a lot more sense when you see it happening. We want to plot at least 3 points using the pattern from our slope, and then we'll connect them, and then we have our line. So keep those notes close. When you're doing this on your own, you may want to refer to these notes to help you out. The examples I have for you here excuse me, are not in your note packet. There's only a couple questions for you to practice this in your notes, so I want you to watch mine first. You can do this on scratch paper if you'd like. So our equation is y equals 5x plus 3, and the m number is the number in front of the x, that's our 5, and the b number is our y-intercept, that's this number back here, so it's a positive 3. Previously we did this with an xy table. We do not need the table this time. It's a short, quick way to plot this line. So the first thing we do is we look at our b number. That's our starting point. It's a positive 3, so we go to the y-axis and we go up 1, 2, 3, and we put a point. That's our starting point. Now we look at our m number. That's the slope. And remember, we want to write this as a fraction. So we're going to put 5 over 1. 5 is our rise number, pardon me. Rise, this time is going to be a positive 5, so we're going up 5. And 1 is our run number, so we're going to the right 1. So we go to our starting point, and we rise 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and run 1. And we can see there's a pattern. Up 5 over 1, up 5 over 1, up 5 over 1. Unfortunately, we're out of space up here, so we can use our pattern in reverse to get a third point. So we're going to go back to our starting point. We can go in reverse. Instead of going up 5, we're going to go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to go back 1. There's our point. We can do that same pattern again. Down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back 1. Now we have a couple points for us to connect. Okay, if you're not getting something straight, if you're not getting a linear graph, then you made a mistake. All right, so let's try and connect this. I'll see how good of a line I can draw for you. Not too great at the end there, but that is my graph of the line y equals 5x plus 3. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Again, this is not in your notes. It's just another practice problem for us to do. Notice I've eliminated the xy table because it's not necessary. We're using the shortcut. Our m number is the number in front of the x. Remember, when there's no number there, there's a hidden 1. so our slope is 1. Our b number is negative 5. So we start with the b number. Negative means we're going to start at the origin and go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slope of 1, remember we want to write this as a fraction, so we put it over 1. 1 is our rise number, it's positive, so we're going to go up. Denominator is our run number, so we're going to rise 1, run 1, rise 1, run 1. So start at your starting point, rise 1, run 1, rise 1, run 1, rise 1, run 1, rise 1, run 1. We can keep going and going and going. This is very easy to just keep going with the pattern to help us get that straight line. And then when we're ready, we can connect it. Whoa, that wasn't a very good line. Let's try that again. I'll start here. There we go. And then we extend the line the other way through the whole coordinate plane. So there is our graph of y equals x minus 5. Let's see one more. Again, this is not in your note packet. This is another example. This time we see a fraction slope. Don't let yourself get psyched out over that. That's really easy. Fraction slope tells us to just keep the fraction. And the top number is our rise number, which this time it's a negative, so we're going to go down 4. And remember the denominator, we're always going to the right, always to the right. And our y-intercept is 1. So start at 0, go up 1, then we're going to go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and run 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue that pattern, down 4, run 5. If you want, you can do some backwards points where instead of going down 4, we can go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and backwards 5. And up 4, and backwards 5. Okay, now we have a nice graph we can connect here. Let's see how I can do this time. All right, not too shabby. And we have our graph for y equals negative 4x plus 1. So this is the shortcut. Use it. It's wonderful to use. Practice how to move and follow the pattern that's given to you in the slope. And remember, the y-intercept is always your starting point.